Stefan and Guillerme. Welcome to the Valder Beebe Show. How are both of you doing today?
We're great. Thank you for having us.
Well, we're going to be talking motorcycle safety because what I understand, this is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. And I'm going to start with you, Stefan. If you can give us some key safety tips riders should keep in mind, and tell us about the Airbag Save campaign also.
Would love to. So 3 things we like to talk about at Cycle Gear. First, be present. When you get on a motorcycle, be ready to ride, be in the right mindset. 2, be protected from head to toe. There's gear that keep riders safe out there on the road, far more than Levi's and a pair of sneakers. And 3, follow the rules of the road. I think we can all be safer out there on the road. I think, obviously speed, distractions, anything we can do to promote, safer roads in general, but specifically with motorcycles as well.
Okay,
and this is the third. Sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
No, you're the president of Cycle Gear, and I wanted to know, how does that intersect with us knowing about safety awareness?
Well, I think for everybody, with May Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month upon us, for us, just spreading the word. I think, again, there's a risk mitigation that we have in our space. Obviously it can be perceived as dangerous to be on a road, but for us, really the idea behind the Airbag Save campaign and Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month is not only to make sure that everybody's paying attention when they're out there on the road, but also know that this technology is there. A lot of folks aren't aware that airbags actually exist for motorcycles. It's a vest you wear. It's not on the motorcycle. It constantly monitors the rider and keeps riders safe. And as Guillerme will testify here in a second, obviously walked away from a traumatic accident, having an airbag and helmet on.
That's right. You bought Guillerme. Guillerme, could you just give us some information about your intersection with motorcycle safety and riding a motorcycle?
Yeah, of course. It was a Friday night. Me and my friends were about to go grab some food after work. We're heading down the street. We're about to approach an intersection. As we approach, I noticed out of the corner of my eyes that the car blew through a stop sign. Fortunately, I attempted to swerve the car, swerve my bike out of the way. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to be able to do that, so the car ended up T-boning me, where then I flew around 15 to 20 feet back and neck first into a curb. But thankfully, I was wearing my airbag and my helmet, which, if it wasn't for those 2 things, I don't think I'll be able to be here, talking to you guys today or being able to still ride motorcycles.
I'm so glad you're here to tell your story because people seem to take notice when you've walked the walk, in a sense. So thank you for sharing that with us. Stefan, just a moment, I'd just like to ask you about the innovations like Guillerme talked about. Tell me about some of the things that saved his life.
Well, the airbag, for one, is a big piece of that. When they deploy, they reduce the impact 93 to 95%. Again, they're monitoring the rider constantly. It's a computer technology, very similar to cars. I think, seatbelts and airbags are ubiquitous in cars these days, and we love to see it on airbags. Additionally, the technology in helmets continues to evolve, the outer shell, the inner foam, to be able to support the rider. And we've, partnered with a company called MIPS Technology that created a slip plane that reduces the rotational impact upon an accident, further reducing the chance of a concussion for the rider. So, like in most things, we continue to see the evolution of technology. Cars have radar technology to help you stop in advance if you're not paying attention. But it's obviously transitioned into motorcycling too. So for the rider, there's really not a reason to not be fully protected. You can still look cool and be comfortable and be safe all at the same time. I'm not one foolish enough to think that we're not a little vain being motorcycle riders. We like to look cool, but we can look cool and be safe at the same time.
I think people like that. If you're buying a motorcycle and you don't know about this technology, how will people be informed about this technology?
Well, part of this campaign is to try to get the word out even more because the technology is still relatively new in the grand scheme of things. You could visit cyclegear.com/airbags to learn more, or visit one of our locations. We have 165 Cycle Gears throughout the country. We'd love for you to stop by and speak to one of our staff and learn a little bit more about how to be safe out there on the road.
All right, I'm going to wrap up with Guillerme. Guillerme, you survived this, whatever this horrendous thing was that you were involved in. What would you like to tell riders and future riders?
I would like to tell them that I think nowadays another most piece of important aspect to riding is now having an airbag. I think that is just as important as your helmet nowadays. I personally now don't get out of the house without it. I just can't. I can't get on a bike, happily with myself without having my airbag. It's just such a piece of great equipment nowadays that can't get away from it.
Jermaine and Stefan, I want to thank you so much for talking about something that's important that can change a person's life. And thanks for being my guest on the Valder Beebe Show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.